Yes, Papa, 1 año. Hiya.
Fucking swab my nose and call me positive. This is a couple pints pod, baby.
Yeah. Get a round of applause for the gentleman in the room.
It's not why we're on Zoom, though. It is Monday, January 3rd, 5:03 p.m. Both of us are working men, so we couldn't get together in person, and we had busy breaks.
That's right. I went and cut down trees today.
Really?
No.
Oh, I don't know. Kind
I
of
was
odd.
fixing holes on the highway.
What? Are you in prison?
What are you talking about? What? I didn't say anything.
Did you work today? Did you coach children?
No one signed up for the class, and one of my other
Aw.
classes doesn't start till next week.
Aw. Poor
That's all right.
guy. I like your hat.
Thanks, dude. I mean, this band is sick. If you don't know who this band is,
Check him out.
right?
Dude, me and Olivia were going to see them on New Year's Eve, but they canceled the show.
Oh, the show we went to, electric.
Unreal, dude. Yeah. It was same venue, literally the same show, same opener, same fucking, obviously same headliner because it's their show.
It's their show.
You know what I pump for?
To pump for what?
First off, fucking Johnny John Mayer. And then like 2 weeks after that, fucking Dua Lipa, baby.
Dua Lipa and John Mayer. This is K107.
Hey, Will Crutchfield, I know you're watching. Stop DMing me. I'm trying to podcast, you fuck.
Obviously, Will's watching live right now because he has the e-link.
He's sitting next to me.
Wait, is he really?
No, he went home weeks ago. If you sit next to me, we'd have the guest mic and it would actually work this time.
I know. We're sorry that it didn't work. We apologize, Will.
Nah, I figured out why. Anyway. What are we talking about? Oh, wait, I know what we're talking about. Hey, what's on your ceiling? Don't look up. Hey.
Whoa.
So I planned this next thing I'm about to say, which isn't, I shouldn't have said I planned this. We know that everyone's talking about Don't Look Up right now. Hottest shit on Netflix. I think it's
So
number one
good.
on Netflix. Great movie, star-studded cast, and the press fucking hates it, which makes it that much better. So
yeah, because it's making fun of their dumbasses.
So let's break down why it's a great movie, why it's a great cast, and why the press fucking hates it as out bigger than because it's making fun of their dumbasses.
Wider spectrums.
First off, what you told me yesterday when we were trying to record but couldn't find a topic and I didn't watch the movie yet, that you know people who now have anxieties about that. Totally understandable. I was so frustrated watching this movie.
Right.
Because it's like in the first, spoilers ahead if you haven't seen it, but like in the first fucking news interview, like you have these two overly qualified people played by Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer fucking Lawrence. Shouts out both of them. Killed it.
Amazing.
Jennifer Lawrence always slays it, and we know Leo's Leo. But in that first fucking interview with fucking those two other really famous actors whose names escape me.
Yeah.
When they're on like the Daily Rip or what, right? Daily Rip.
Yeah.
I know it's like a lighthearted, goofy show, but and it's also obviously to our third point, making fun of press and shows like that where it's all just lighthearted. No,
strong satire.
Yeah, but it is terrifying to think that if this was actually happening and two scientists went on any talk show, except for like maybe Late Night with Stephen Colbert, maybe that would be the same shit.
Oh my God.
Like, oh, is it going to hit my ex-wife's house? I cringed so hard at that. I was like, is it going to hit New Jersey? Because I would love it to hit my ex-wife's house. And he's like, it's going to destroy the planet. And he's like, oh,
we like to have fun here.
Yeah.
When he was doing the mathematical calculations and he started psyching himself out, And then they went to the president's office and they
Dude,
didn't.
shouts out
Oh,
Meryl Streep playing the first female president.
she
She
killed
killed it.
that.
But also that was making fun of the last one.
Yeah. But
Obviously. I'm
she
not
was
even
just.
gonna say his name, but
We
that was
probably can't.
the joke, I
Oh.
think.
Oh yeah, there was a few people in there that you can pick up on who they were making fun of.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
she was the last one. What was he? Number 41? I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Beats me.
We all know who we're talking about. But yeah, the fact that she's like, let me get other scientists on it, government scientists on it,
Are
and
people who are
we'll
more
wait on it.
qualified.
Like
Who are
what?
more qualified.
And then
What?
Jonah Hill, who also plays
Oh,
her son, who also plays the White House secretary or the
dude,
secretary or some shit.
he's hysterical.
Fucking great. So funny. But also, like, fuck, I lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah, he's like University of Michigan or wherever that. I think it was University of Michigan.
Yeah.
He's like, we have government fucking scientists. Like, what qualified the way he said that when they were like, yeah, we're from the University of Michigan. He goes, University of Michigan.
Huh? What? The way they make it seem as if every single little detail of this 100% going to happen, because that's how the math broke it down.
Well, 99.78%, which according to Jonah Hill isn't 100, so we still have
Isn't
a chance.
100. The way they try and spin that, and then because Leonardo DiCaprio's character got played by their wordplay and said, "Oh, you said 100%, so you were wrong."
Yeah.
Oh my god. Listen, when you watch this movie, because I guarantee whoever watches this episode watched it because they watched the movie.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. And sorry if we're spoiling the whole thing for you, but whoa.
Well, I said spoilers ahead. I'll put it in the thing too. If you're gonna watch this episode or the caption, like watch it before you watch this. Put us off for 2.5 hours, then watch this.
Well, it's easy peasy.
It has to be talked about though. It's so good. But also,
yeah.
But also in terms of spoilers, like we're not giving away too much. I mean, just bits and details.
Just bits and details. I mean, why? Who?
I'm sure by the end of this, we will have. I almost said prolapsed. We would have done a synopsis. That's in your brain. Synopsis of the whole movie. I'm sure we'll spoil the ending by the end of this. So
we definitely will.
Great.
We 100% will.
Great fucking ending. They built it up to be so underwhelming. And then he gets that phone call. Anyway, we'll get there. But
we'll get there.
So they bring it to the government first. And the government's like, let us handle it. You guys don't know what you're doing. And they're like, yeah, we fucking do. We have photo evidence. Then they go to the Daily Rip, who just makes fun of them.
Plays it off.
Then Leo starts banging the news anchor for some reason. That was a weird side plot that kind of.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere.
I enjoyed it because it kind of it was character development, but like didn't contribute to the whole.
Did not contribute whatsoever. And the fact that Leo's character got to reap the benefits off. What's her name again? The other character, Jennifer Lawrence. The way she freaks out. That was literally how I felt on the inside when they started playing it off and making fun of everything they were saying. When she exploded, that's probably a huge scene that just clicks with everyone who had that built up anxiety up to that point.
And that's like what, 30, 40 minutes in to a 2.5 hour movie?
Yep. That's pretty early.
And then she's deemed crazy. And then fucking Leo does it. And then
his Leonardo DiCaprio's emotion that he puts into a character.
Well, dude, J Laws too. Jennifer Lawrence fucking murdered that part.
She did a very good job. But
Like
Leo,
Leo, but Leo's Leo. Like we expect that of him. And like Jennifer Lawrence is great in everything I've seen her in. But this one specifically for me was like, wow, she really like I was like, she believes in it. Like this is gonna happen. She like sold it for me. I was like, oh, it's Leonardo DiCaprio. And then I saw that monologue that we're talking about where Leo benefited off of it.
mm-hmm.
I saw that and I was like, holy shit. I looked up. I was like, is there something fucking coming, dude? This is
That's
scary.
I've been
That
looking up
was
into the
great
sky.
acting. But like the whole time, for me, at least now when I watch Leo, I'm like, oh, well, it's gonna be good, you know? And not that J Law is not there, but like that was one of my favorite. I haven't seen like a ton of her shit. It's like her more serious movies, but that monologue, I was like, holy, that's fucking acting, man. Because you
Y-
expect that. You expect that from everyone else in, well, all the big names in the cast.
You do, but you don't. But it's a Netflix movie. Like when people are talking about it,
Yeah,
and
but you know Meryl Streep's gonna kill it. You know Jonah Hill's gonna kill it. You know Leo's gonna kill it. I'm sure a lot of people knew J Law was gonna kill it, but like um the other three have been around for so long.
why do you the freaking scientist? What was his name? Not the scientist, the tech inventor.
Oh, dude, that guy
The guy
annoyed me.
who wouldn't like the oh my
I'm on
god.
the IMDb right now.
Okay.
His name was Peter Eischerwell, and he
Oh yeah.
was making fun of, I assume, what's his name? The Apple guy, Steve Jobs.
I see. I think it was either Musk or Gates because the way he talked was
But
almost
he was the phone guy.
yeah, he was the phone
So
guy.
that's why I assumed it was either Jobs or Cook. It was out. Actually, no, I take it all back. He was like an amalgamation of all of the people we're naming.
Literally the megalomaniacs of our time.
Because then he does the whole tech thing. He's like, my phone can sense your emotions, and dude, he's so creepy. He was like
He
Mr.
was
Rogers too.
so
I didn't like
fucking
that.
weird. So we oh when the attack got rerouted and sent back down because he bought the operation to try his fucking robotic explosion.
Well, that's the Musk part. Like that's he starts with the phone. That's like the Apple. We own everything. Then DiCaprio says we have to do this mission. They pick fucking, oh my god, Ron
Oh,
Perlman murdered it. They pick Ron
Ron
Perlman
Perlman.
to fucking blow up this asteroid with a fleet of nukes.
Come on, you pussies, pick it
for
up.
for whatever reason, the U.S. government's like no, and then they crash into the ocean. Somehow Ron Perlman survives, and then fucking Peter Ishwell, it's his character's name. His name is Mark Rylance, creepiest motherfucker on the planet.
Good for you, Mark Rylance.
A great
Good for you.
actor. I'm sure he's not that creepy in life, but then he's like, "Yeah, I have the answers."
Oh, I have
Oh my
the
god,
answers to the
that's a great
situation.
impression.
Are you doubting my science?
And then when that mission fails,
I
I'm
have to
I'm going to
step
use I'm
outside.
going to step out and use the restroom.
I'll be back, everyone. Well, there's a solution. Wait, everything's okay.
And then
Oh,
it turns out there was a solution for him and the president.
so now, what scenario do you think have to be an asteroid scenario for that movie to really come into play? Like, what disaster do you think? I mean, obviously, we know what disaster because that news manipulation and shit's going on right now. But what do you think it'd have to be? What natural disaster would it have to be for anything that happened in that movie to actually come to fruition in real life? You think it'd have to be the Ring of Fire exploding, the super volcano under Yellowstone? What do you think it'd be?
Either that, like giant asteroid, or as I was saying to you last night, the whole ice shelf thing that apparently is going to raise the sea level like 6 feet and kill billions of people, including everyone I know, because my town is negative 3 feet below sea level. And that's like
Ice
actively
shelf.
happening.
Ice
Um,
shelf.
yeah, it's going to cause huge tsunamis and raise the sea level a shitload, or which we can't prevent. What do you
No.
mean something like this? Like an apocalyptic scenario, or something that we can prevent that the media and the government would be like, no, 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 we got it, and then fuck it all up?
So, super volcano under Yellowstone National Park. They start getting seismograph readings that it says, all right, we have this amount of time until this thing's literally about to freaking destroy and create a hole and
But we
launch half of Earth into space.
but we can't fix that.
Well, you
Like
can't
that
really
was
fix the
that was
meteor.
yeah, you can. There were multiple solutions to that the government and the media fell through on. It's like
That is
fucking
true.
it's like Armageddon, dude. You ever see Armageddon? Bruce
Yeah, I
Willis
did see
saves the world.
Armageddon. Oh,
All you
yeah.
gotta do is all you gotta do is nuke a meteor.
Got a nuke meteor, you got a nuke meteor.
Because as they said in Don't Look Up, it's better if 30 small meteors hit random places, mostly in the ocean, than one giant meteor destroying the planet.
Okay, so you think
It's sort of like uh I forget the technical term for it, but like the idea that if fuck, what is it? Like it's better to cause a few small events that will cause casualties than to wipe out the entire planet.
okay.
I forget what it's called in psychology or philosophy because I studied it in school. This whole thing, I wrote a
Completely
fucking thing about
slips
it.
my mind.
And Tesla did it when they started doing the auto driving. Like, if there's a bunch of school kids crossing the street, but the Tesla has to swerve out of the way and hit an old person, how is it going to decide what to do?
Natural
So it's like,
selection.
no. So it's like, if a giant meteor was hurtling towards Earth, we had enough warning. They sent up a bunch of nukes to blow it up and create a bunch of tiny meteors that they can then track and be like, oh, 10 of them are going to hit the Pacific, 5 are going to land in the Atlantic, and 5 are going to hit like the US.
Oh,
It's it's better to take out like a small town in Wisconsin or even like half of New York City than it is to take out the entire world. You know what I mean?
oh yeah.
So
Oh
in the
yeah.
in the case of blowing shit up in space, but it still comes down and hits us, I think that's a better option than letting it just come down and hit us.
So then right back to my super scenario. Do you
What
even
is
think
that
they,
theory called?
if it was going to happen, do you think they'd even tell anybody? You think they'd be like, you know what? Let's prepare everyone. Let's get the date out there. Or do you think it'd be exactly like it was in the beginning of the movie when they had the 6 months and everyone was like, let's sit tight and assess?
Wait, go again. Sorry.
The super volcano situation.
Yeah.
If it was going to happen, there's nothing we can do. Do you think they'd tell the world to get ready? Here's the end date. This is what we predict. There's a 99.96% probability of this exploding. Or do you think they'd hide it so that the half the world and the dies peacefully and the other half can go into an apocalyptic winter?
I definitely think, well, I would like to think that they would be like, hey, we know this is going to happen. Brace yourselves. But then, as we saw in the movie, when you do that, mass hysteria breaks out. Then it's the purge until the world ends.
True.
So I don't know what I would prefer because I'd like to know. But also, if everyone knows, then everyone's like, well, there's no point in maintaining any sort of morality. So let's just do whatever the fuck we want until this volcano explodes.
You have to hide it. I mean, but that's so fucked.
Yeah, that's really fucked. Because then the United States is and most of North America and South America is blasted into space. We're all dead, and then the rest of them are, like you said, in like a fucking apocalyptic ice age, if they even survive.
If
I heard if the super volcano blows up, that ash and shit is gonna black out the sun for like years, which means plants die, which means people die. Plus all the
Mhm.
chemicals that come along with that. Like I think that would be a an extinction event.
Big time extinction event. So I think we're both on the same page that they wouldn't say anything.
I don't know though.
Why? Why are you
I think
fighting me?
I think they would hide it for as because it's almost 5:30.
Oh,
I think they would hide it for as long as they possibly could, and then like a day before it happened, be like, "Oh yeah, this is happening."
just a random countdown clock on every single news channel that literally has a 1 hour before it's supposed to happen. And if most of you notice, the countdown clock is now at 0, so it's time for us to tell you. Super volcano, Yellowstone National Park, about to explode, destroying the whole entire world. Have a great night. Goodbye,
Pretty
everyone.
much, dude. You know what? You know what? Like really, the most not. I don't want to say the most upsetting, but the scene that really like hit me, and I was like, "Holy shit, that would really happen." Was when the meteor, because we said they failed all the missions. Again, spoiler alert. When it's hitting Earth and all the news guys are still and like newscasters are still doing the news, and like the green screens are like the
just
images are,
failing.
and they're like, well, this is it, and then it just goes black. Like that was fucked up. If I knew that a doomsday event was happening, because at that point in the movie all you have to do is look at the sky. That's why it's called Don't Look Up. Well,
Mm-hmm.
it's called Don't Look Up because Meryl Streep and incited a
A
mob
split in the
of,
freaking
yeah,
nation on
which we've seen before.
don't look up.
Yeah. Um, but all these people are like, and this is gonna happen, and that's gonna happen. Like, dude, spend time that, and then it cuts to Leo and J Law. And can we talk about fucking Chalamet for a second? Because I don't like him, but that role, I was like, he was perfect.
Spot on. Absolutely nailed.
And I love that J Law's just like, yeah, fine, let's fuck it. Let's be together until the world ends. And then they're
All
eating
right.
dinner. They're eating dinner with Leo's family.
Oh,
So I saw a meme today. It was like Chalamet slips in with the greatest line of all time. And it was when they're in the grocery store and Leo's like, we need fingerling. What are the tiny potatoes called? And then J Law goes, fingerling potatoes. And Chalamet's like, I fucking love fingerling potatoes. His character, I really liked. And he did have a good purpose. Like it was comedic, but like dark comedic that fit the tone of the movie. And then at the same time, all of a sudden, he's like the religious one because all the science people aren't. And then the movie ends and
ends in a blade of glory. A huge
blaze of glory.
blaze of glory. Stop biting the tag.
Also, I was pretty impressed by the way they made the end of Earth look.
Yeah, that was
Because
oddly
we've seen,
specific and spot on.
no, but I mean like when it hits and then you see like the explosion and it's like a montage of how it affects different places, and like cut to the coast of California and you could see like the lights in cities turning out and shit. Like the process in which they destroyed this fake Earth was so uh impressive, but also enjoyable, like believable, as opposed to like 2012 where
Oh
it's
yeah.
like raining meteors and they're in a Cessna like dodging meteors and the fucking buildings are caving in and fucking like I like that it was a,
Tsunami.
I like that it was like the perspective from space and then it would cut to like very close ups of like groups of people or when they're all in the dining room just holding hands and Timothy Chalamet's praying and all the glasses start vibrating and the lights are flickering and like
Flickering and
you know it's coming. It was really well made. I really enjoyed it. Now we could talk about what the press has to say about it because they shit all over the press.
fuck. What's the press saying? I have yet to even consider reading what any one of the press members say.
Everyone, basically everyone, except for like Rotten Tomatoes, which is all fan based, and IMDb, which is all fan based, is like, fuck this movie. Like, they don't know what they're talking about. This is not what would happen. It's all fictitious. It's all blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, no, this is like, I read
Don't fool yourself.
I read like the intro of an article today. I'm not going to say I read an article today, but um basically saying like it's getting terrible reviews cuz the higher ups are like, "Oh fuck, they figured us out and then they published it and now it's number 1 on Netflix and everyone knows." Not like everyone didn't know before that, but you know
Well,
what I
yeah, but
mean?
that would probably also be why a lot of people are watching it and then have that strong feeling of anxiety and then have nightmares at night because holy crap, this relates to the real world so much. What if this could actually happen? What if this is actually happening? Should I go look up in the sky? No, I shouldn't look up in the sky. What side am I on?
Exactly. And that's what the media does best is divide to cause chaos to get people away from the actual issue and worry about their personal ideals because their best friends disagree with them or their family disagree with them.
Golly.
It's so fucked up. It's like I just don't see why it's like you can't well, I obviously money, but like why can't it just be like here's the news. Unbiased fucking news. There is a meteor gonna hit Earth.
Unbiased. Excuse me.
Yeah, like
Unbiased doesn't put coin in my pocket, good man.
but
Unbiased.
in terms of an apocalyptic event, I believe I would like to hope that the media, which we know they won't, and this proves they won't based off the media's reaction, but I would like to think that they would just be like, well, we're all going to die anyway. Let's tell them what's going on.
That is true. When a liar is caught, they tend to really exaggerate and get super loud because they're like, oh, fuck, I got caught in the act.
Well, the most frustrating part, and I think Leo says it at one point, is how political the apocalypse got. It's like it doesn't matter. There's no politics after this happens. Fix it, and we can talk about politics, or let it happen and then nothing exists.
Uh, but I think we could mine the asteroid and get
Bro,
minerals
that
uh,
was insane.
in the
To
asteroid
make more cell phones.
to
For who? That's
more
what Leo
money.
said in the boardroom. He's sitting on the edge of
Bro,
the boardroom and he's like, who are we going to make cell phones for if no one's alive?
everyone's gonna be dead.
And then Jonah Hill's like, but billions.
but billions of dollars. What would you like to pray for? I'd like to pray for, material things like
Yeah.
Gucci and
I think
uh,
his exact line in that boardroom scene was think about the billies or some shit like that.
let's just think about the Billies here.
He was such a fuck boy. I loved it. Um, I have to pee quick if you want to feed Loki, and then we'll start to wrap it up.
All right, hit pause. God, this is such fun.
I can't hear you.
All
Adios.
Bing bong.
Okay, so should we do
See,
some closing thoughts and wrap it up? We're like 30. Well, with the cut, we're like 30 minutes in.
yeah, yeah, that'd be good for me.
So you go. What do you think?
Where are we gonna pick up from? What were we on?
I don't know. I think we could just cut to our overall take on the movie and then wrap it out.
All right, let's
Here
go.
here
Oh,
he
there's
comes for dinner. He
Goose,
thinks it's dinner time.
Goosey boy.
So many cats on the pod today.
I know. Look at his cat dads. He is looking at you with love in his eyes.
Yeah, we cuddled a lot today.
Look at that handsome boy. Closing
So
thoughts.
yeah, what was your
My overall take from the movie?
yeah? Because like we said yesterday, like there are people who now are scared. There are people who now like think what we talked about that it would be covered up. Like I know people who watched it and just were like, "Oh, like my parents were like, "Oh, it was a good movie." And I was like, "But it didn't incite any feelings in you?" And they were like, "No." Cuz they've been
No.
through shit. Like Y2K, 2012, fucking all these other times where it was like, "We're fucked." So, what was as a young person who now at this point for us it's not looking too bright.
Nope.
What's your takeaway?
That no matter what's happening, you need to be able to make your own subjective conclusion on not only what you see going on around you and what you're hearing and what you're reading, but you need to be able to understand that just because there's going to be that tribe mentality, no matter what, and you're going to have to pick a side, why not just go out in a blades of glory as one giant happy human race?
Yeah, I wish that's how it would happen, you know. It sucks. Everything breaks down to politics and
Everything's got to be a side. And I
I
think that
know.
movie for me solidified that fuck choosing a side. If something like that ever goes down, you need to ride that middle line of just bringing people peace and happiness. So that way, even if something is ailing them and they're going around trying to break people's mailboxes with a bat, maybe our interaction will send them home to spend time with their family instead.
But it also, I mean, I completely agree. If some world-ending event were to happen, which I hate to be a pessimist, but I think within our lifetime it might. Um,
Oh, yeah, I'm prepared after watching that movie.
if some guy, not even after watching that movie, after existing
I
in
was prepared, but now I'm like doubly prepared as like, all right, whoo, here we go.
after being born in the 90s to right now, I'm like, yeah, whatever, it might happen. Um, but if it were to happen and someone wants to smash my mailbox, I'm not gonna get mad.
No, I'm like, well, I mean, it's not like I'm going to be receiving many packages.
Exactly. So yeah, it'd be
Oh,
great.
when she was talking to her boyfriend, she was like, you know what? Let's set up a dinner with your mother. Let's say 7 months
7
and
months
six
from now,
days from
yeah.
now.
Yeah. He's like,
Why is
that's
that
really
so
far
oddly
out.
specific?
Yeah. Well, that was before they told anyone.
Oh, that is right.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think my overall takeaway is it was designed to make a statement saying we're not protected by the entities we think we're protected by. Because they touched on religion, government, and media, which is like the big three.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, Earth still blew the fuck up.
Still shattered.
So that's why I hope. if some giant event were to happen, like you said, we could all just be like, let's just do it together instead of being like, don't look up, don't look up.
Where the fuck are you looking? Look at your shoelaces.
But I mean, we're living in a don't look up scenario right now. I saw a meme that said every time they say comet, replace it with virus. And the whole time I was watching it, I was like, wow. So
That's where we're at.
it was a very layered movie that made a lot of statements that I think hopefully opened the eyes of some people who had a little too much faith in one of the big three. And now they're like, oh shit.
I really hope
And
so.
can we change it? I have no idea. But if people are aware that like if something like that were to happen, we're fucked no matter what.
So
Maybe
fucked.
we can come together and be like, hey, how about you don't fuck us over? That was my big takeaway.
Yeah, because who knows? Maybe if the whole entire United States joined and then we were able to join the rest of the world, that collective nuke strike from a bunch of different countries, who knows, man? Who knows how that movie could have gone?
Yeah.
They could have taken that movie into an angle of like peace and happiness and unity, but instead they decided to make it more, you son of a bitch.
What did he just do?
Knocked over the light I had up.
But
I have a light up
yeah,
over here, so it
can see it
doesn't have all
now.
the shadows. And he freaking jumps off the chair and knocks it over and then takes off out of the room. And I'm like, what the shit, bro?
See, Goose is peaceful now. He took a nap. He's just chilling. Hi.
Nah, he just ate. So now he's amped.
But no, but it yeah, for the sake of the movie, that would have been great, but it wouldn't have been as much as a statement to wake up the public. And I also think that's why it's so
Exactly.
star-studded. They hit every demographic with every guest appearance and every main actor. Every single person in that movie was for a different age group watching that movie.
Checked off every single box.
It was a really fucking good, really good movie. The writing was great. The direction was great. The acting was fantastic. And like I said, every single person in that movie, I think, was put there so that whoever watches it, whether you're 12 or 100, you're like, oh, fuck, I know that person.
You know what? I think Netflix finally took our idea after we said for so many weeks, Netflix, we got ideas for you. Pick us up. I think someone from Netflix finally watched all the way through our podcast, took down all the ideas, and that's what they came up with.
I mean, it was really good. I don't know if we could have done that, but
where's our money?
Pretty much. But yeah, Don't Look Up, great movie, very thought-provoking, inspired a 45-minute podcast.
Man, I love this podcast.
Me too. Should we wrap it up?
Yes, sir.
All right. This has been a Couple Pints pod.
It's safe to say.
Let's nuke foreign space objects so that they don't kill us all.
I love it. What an outro.
What an outro. All right. Shouts out fucking living on Earth.
Shout out living.
And having a voice.
And also shout out Manscaped for keeping our trims pubed.
And there we go. And Allbirds, dude. Shouts out fucking Allbirds, dude.
Ooh, shout out fucking Allbirds.
I don't know where I'd be without you. Probably in pain. Anyway.
And shout out 6 Point Brewery, Brooklyn, New York.
And as always, Budweiser. Great
stuff.
Now we're just
shout out Budweiser.
Now we're just jacking off people for sponsorship. And
we're turning into a NASCAR car.
Shout out Ripe and Rick and Morty and Theo Vaughn and the guy who made this rug. I don't know his name or where he's from.
The Rick and Morty Rob DuPont Chevrolet Gator Rug, Brooklyn, New York, smoother.
No, he's
DuPont
from Georgia.
Chevrolet car.
And shouts to my barber, dude.
Yeah, shout out the barber for making your hair look fucking good. Excuse me.
All right. Anyway,
And shout out cats.
talk to you next week. Shouts out Loki and Goose. Bye.